I'm talking to my gringo American friends. Where are you guys moving to?
What are the things here that are making you feel bad that are
White people.
We don't need 2 to 3 jobs to survive, and where healthcare isn't a luxury, but the norm.
Now, I know y'all love some good gossip and some tea.
No, I don't. No, thank you though.
So I'm gonna give y'all some.
No. Hey guys, it's Angela, and in this video we have Americans who are fleeing Trumpland. So I made somewhat of a first part on this same topic, and something that has been bothering me since then was the fact that all of these videos, all of these TikToks are filled with people saying that they would love to leave. They're so envious of people who are able to leave, but they just don't have the money to leave yet. This is just an excuse, and people are not actually as afraid of a Trump presidency as they would like you to think. The minimum salary in the United States is around $1,218 per month, and yet in these countries, their minimum wages are around $500 per year. So please explain to me again the fact that you can't afford to move out of the United States, or is it actually just an excuse? And behind all of this woke stuff, they realize that they're very fortunate to live in the United States. I mean, they could very well go to Gambia, where they're making $0.92 US per day. Can you imagine? And if they work 251 days in the year, that's only $230 the entire year. And yes, Americans can travel to Gambia with a visa. They can stay for 28 days. So why not go if it's so bad? They could go to Gambia and be millionaires. They will be so rich there. And of course, they're gonna have to exercise increased caution. However, I'm in Peru right now, and it's also level 2, and I'm fine. I've been okay for some time. So what's the excuse? And you work at McDonald's and you make tens of thousands of dollars a year? I know we're gonna have some fact checkers in the comments. So yes, $28,000 a year is tens of thousands of dollars. These people will be Jeff Bezos in Gambia. What are they waiting for? Oh, this poor privileged American, she's really struggling. She needs to flee Trumpland.
Let's talk about leaving the United States.
Yes.
I'm happy to share my literal exodus plan, but also just on a moral and ethical level, let's have a discussion. Because I remember in 2016, this was a conversation we were having where we were wondering, should we leave? And a lot of people decided, no, I'm going to stay and I'm going to fight. And a lot of people stayed. I stayed and
They're going to fight. I wonder where they got that from. What are they going to fight?
got a law degree, and I worked in nonprofit, and I started a content creation business where I talk day in and day out about these issues and provide like tangible solutions and things that people can be doing. And, you know, it's not groundbreaking work, but I feel like day in and day out, what I'm doing matters. And yet it hasn't done anything. It didn't change anything. And I'm at a point where I'm personally ready to throw in the towel. And I want to know what people's thoughts are about that.
My thoughts are, I wonder what other country is going to pay you so well in your content creation business where you talk about politics and you're actually able to make money from that, and you are not grateful for that opportunity. Instead, you're just like, the entire world hasn't changed yet. You cannot actually, you cannot change the world until you change yourself.
I think there's a lot of people who think that are ready to leave. It's a really privileged position to take. I fully acknowledge that most people don't have the means to leave, but the United States no longer represents me, who I want to be, the life I want to lead, the society I want to live in. And I have the opportunity to get out. So I'm planning on taking it. You can have
I'm planning on taking that, but I just need to think about it just a little bit more. And it's so annoying that she's like, the US, it just doesn't represent me anymore. I don't understand why people believe and feel the need to have representation all the time. You are completely unique. You have to represent yourself. If you want to leave, then leave, but you don't need to tell everybody about it constantly. I mean, do so, tell us like once you're already gone and you're like, hey guys, I left, and then you can tell us about your travels and stuff. But I don't understand how you can make content from just being like, I'm thinking about it, maybe someday I'll do it. Nobody cares. I do find Americans' realization that they can have a much higher standard of living in other countries because of their American purchasing power very interesting. And that seems to be the reason as to why many Americans are saying that. Not many, just a few insane people are saying, leaving America is the new American dream. Then it's not American anymore. Then it would be a different country's dream. It'd be the Peruvian dream, the Gambian dream. It doesn't make sense to say that it's an American dream to leave. It's no longer American. It'd be something else.
Now, I know y'all love some good gossip and some tea.
No, I don't. No, thank you, though.
So I'm going to give y'all some.
No.
I hear the word on the street is that the new American dream is actually to leave America.
Okay.
Because why do I want to stay in a place where I'm not welcome?
What?
And so I posted something on Threads yesterday, and folks was all on my comment section talking about something. We need to fight. Fuck a fight. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to live in peace.
I mean, yeah, I can't imagine how exhausting it'd be to fight because of the fact that you don't feel welcome. It'd be kind of like in the Casper movies when the ghost is like messing with them or like trying to attack a ghost. It'd be like trying to punch something that's not there. I mean, that sounds actually exhausting because they have put up this fight for years, even though it wasn't necessary. Of course, she is welcomed in the United States. So this girl says, guys, where are you moving to?
First question, where are you guys moving to? I'm talking to my gringo American friends. Where are you guys moving to? Because trust me, y'all are not the only ones who want to move out of the U.S. You guys are not the only ones. I'm Latina, I'm Guatemalan, and I'm ready. I am ready to move out. Seriously though, where are you guys moving to?
I think it's so funny how, again, she's like, I'm ready to move out. And now I just need to post a video about it, see what other people think about it. I'm ready to go, but I don't even know where I'm going to. I mean, do they have any plan? I mean, that is why there is actually a difference between the wandering generality and a meaningful specific. If you're going to go somewhere, know why you're going there and what your plans are to be there, how long you're going to be there. But instead, these people, they just are literally floating in the wind like plastic bags, and they have no idea where to go, that they have to ask people on TikTok is like, where should I go? Go to Gambia.
I've been living in the U.S. since I was 16 years old. And ever since I moved here, I always knew I didn't want to live here. Okay. I moved here because of my mom. Because my mom, she lived here. She dragged me to the U.S. I'm seeing all over my For You page people moving to Thailand. There's people going back to their countries. Why? I don't want to go back to my country because I want to experience new cultures. I lived in the U.S. for 11 years already. And I'm ready to see what it is to live in another country. I feel like us as humans...
Does anybody else watch this video and they're like, okay, who cares? Apparently that's not what everybody thinks when they see that video, because this girl is feeling so resentful of people who are leaving the US. And she could also do so. She just doesn't want to.
This is a vulnerable statement for me to make, but since TikTok is going away, I'm just going to let it rip, okay? I feel so much resentment towards people who are leaving the United States or have already left the United States. Okay. And I've talked about this with my therapist since November 5th, but I feel so much just resentment and jealousy, seething jealousy like I've never felt it before for people who are fleeing to another country.
She needs to go to a doctor at that point, not a therapist. If she has seething jealousy, that sounds kind of gross.
Complicated feeling to hold, and it's a yucky feeling for me to feel.
It is yucky,
because
for sure.
I don't want to leave. I like my life here. I like my life where I'm at. Yeah. There's so many people here that I love that I don't want to leave.
Okay.
If I had it my way, I would stay right where I am.
Awesome.
And I'm going to.
Okay.
Because I don't have the money or the means to move.
Oh, yes, you do.
But I'm so scared. I'm terrified.
She's terrified.
Ruminating constantly. Things are just gnawing at me day in and day out.
Oh, it's just gnawing at her.
An ever-mounting list of new things to worry about and be anxious about.
An ever-mounting list of new things to be worried about, in which I have created this list.
I'm terrified. I'm
She's
so
scared. She's actually so scared of nothing. She's so scared. It'd be like, it's similar to somebody not being able to sleep at night because they're actually afraid that a ghost is going to come in and pull the blanket off their bed, or that there is a monster underneath their bed, and so they don't want to have their foot or their arm dangling off. It is something that they create in their mind, and they are so scared, but they know deep in their heart there's no monster under the bed, nothing's going to pull off the blanket, just like they know the US is incredibly safe, and it is even safer now that they are fixing the border. So she's not terrified. If she was, she would actually leave. I haven't even clicked play, and I already feel like I should stand 6 feet away from my laptop.
Trump is winning and I'm going to flee to Canada next
She's gonna
week.
flee to Canada.
I'm a Chinese national working on a temporary visa in the United States for about 10 years.
Wow.
In the past administration, I was almost unable to extend my visa and my green card application was paused as well. And so that is why I have determined to get other countries permanent residency since 2002.
I can't even understand. I can't even think about what she's saying. I just see the suction from the mask coming in and out, and it's just, are you okay? Here's another lady saying that she thinks the American dream exists somewhere outside of the US. You do know it's the American dream because it's inside of America, right? And actually, it should be called the United States of America dream because not all of the Americas can allow people to dream as equally as big.
I think the new American dream is to leave, to pack up and head to a quiet European town or a beachside village in Asia, somewhere where we aren't being poisoned by our food, we don't need 2 to 3 jobs to survive, and where healthcare isn't a luxury, but the norm. Someplace where people stop and appreciate the little things.
And I mean, you watch this, I watched this, and she has points. She has points, but there is absolutely no reason to be so angry at the United States, who made it possible for them to be able to do this. Make sure you guys are sitting down for this one because he says some wild stuff.
Doing it next week. If people are saying it makes them want to leave the US, they're feeling correct. They should. I am doing it in 7 days.
7 days.
They are welcome to join me. Message me privately for my flight information.
He said they're welcome to join me. Message me privately for my flight information. And so he thinks people are going to watch this and then they're just going to be like, okay, we're leaving together. So just some random stranger is going to buy the same ticket as him. I mean, nobody messaged him. He probably never even left. Look at how comfy he is on this couch. He's not even actually making the video. He's just watching TV right now.
I'm going to Tanzania.
Tanzania?
Yup. Because nothing that is here is there.
What are the things here that are making you feel bad that are
White
not
people.
Oh,
white people and everything
there
that
it
white
is.
people make and do.
Okay, so he's moving to Tanzania because he is unhappy in the US because of white people and everything that white people make and do and say. And wait until he finds out that white people are everywhere. So you just witnessed a morally superior person who believes that there is a pride in poverty because he is so upset that those white people, and that's untrue because there's so many different races in the United States that they have built a GDP of $27.36 trillion, and he's going to move to a country that has a GDP.
Sorry, quick correction here. It's 79.16 billion US dollars is their GDP.
That is basically Jeff Bezos' lunch. And so he feels like he's going to go into nature and just live off the ground and something like that. You know, you always see American people abroad who have the dreads and the piercings and they feel like they're reconnecting with nature and they're living that simplistic life and it just makes them feel like better people. But I just cannot wrap my mind around where does the sense of pride come from living in poverty. At the bottom of this video, it says leaving the US for mental health. So if they're going from one of the richest nations to a very poor nation, then this could be very good for their mental health because it's going to be very difficult and they're not going to have all of the things that they were used to. And so having that separation from that is ultimately going to make them more grateful and less dependent on pleasure. Be grateful. Just be grateful. So this lady posted, POV, you decided you needed to get your daughter out of the US for her safety, and now this is your new life living in Greece. And I think one of the most amazing things about the United States of America is that we have taken the best from other cultures and other countries and brought them to our country. And so ultimately, again, this is good. If people find that they have a better life outside of the US, then good for them. However, there is a lot of trouble in disliking the US or being resentful or trying to get revenge or make people try to feel bad because they live in the United States when they have one of the highest qualities of life in the US.
You don't like the US, if you don't like the direction that it's headed in, pack your bag and leave. It's the morning after the U.S. election. I'm in the airport, as you can see, and this is your sign. You can just leave. I did it 2 years ago. I live in the U.K. now, and there's so many options. I hear a lot of
I thought that she had a flight the morning after the election. I was like, that must have been expensive. She bought it for like an hour in advance. She's like, I'm leaving. But I guess that she's done this for some time and she's encouraging other Americans who just saw the election to leave.
people saying like, oh, I can't leave the U.S. I'm a broke college student. First of all, it's so easy to get a student visa in other countries, and you'll probably pay the same, if not less. You'll never look back. And if you're worried about your friends and family, it's so easy to go see them. The world is actually really small. You don't realize that in America. It is.
So now that the illegal immigrants are leaving and the Americans who don't want to be in the United States are leaving, then the Americans who are left are finally going to be able to collaborate and trust each other and know that they are the ones who want to be there and should be there. They're the ones with ambition, and then the US is going to be progressing like never before. I am so excited. Please make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.